Hello.
Welcome back.
Bonsoir.
Bonjour. Ho ho, oui oui, baguette. Croissant. We did this at the beginning of the year, and now we're doing another one at the end of the year, because we're really good at keeping up with the schedule.
We need to change this schedule. We did try doing like over Discord, but that didn't work either.
No, it really didn't.
I mean, we could probably, I don't know.
We'll figure something out. We'll come up with a schedule. I don't know why you don't need to hear it. Maybe you do need to hear this. I don't know. I'll keep this in anyway. What's our topic today, Matt?
Uni.
Uni.
I mean, we did one about the shows.
Yeah.
However, this one is just about university in general.
Yep. So, where to start? Where would you like to start, Matt?
Let's go straight to compared to
College. Compared to college. Alright, so how did you feel going from college to uni? Bear in mind, you've been there for like 5 years.
Yeah.
College.
So I could tell by the way I was feeling in the last year of H&D that I was growing out of the place.
Yeah, I could tell that.
And I felt like I was ready to move on to somewhere else.
You said you were ready for a change. I remember that. Yeah.
So decided to go for Gloucester Uni. We did think of maybe going to Leicester because that was where some of our other course mates from level 3 were, but I didn't feel ready to actually move far
away. Yeah. I get that. I wasn't ready to move out of Gloucester yet. No.
I mean, first week was alright, but I think it was fun, but that was probably because we were just doing like activities and
the induction.
Yeah.
That was a nice welcome to the whole unit, the whole university. Yeah.
Because everybody and Riley didn't.
Yeah,
we apart from like the first two.
We stayed for the first two because that was mandatory. One was like talking about our units, what we're going to be doing throughout the year, how to submit work, like a tour of the uni and the whatnot, which was nice. And then I remember another bit with I'm not sure if it was the second. I think it was the second day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a group exercise of. No, there was a few group exercises actually. So the first one, I believe it was a dance.
It was like that hand. I can't remember what it was called, but it's like.
Yeah, we had to do a group dance. Do you remember that?
One as well, yeah.
Because it was me, you. First time meeting those.
Yeah.
And we did like because we had there was 7 of us. So it was 3 boys, 3 girls, and then 4 boys, 3 girls, and we separated it into 3 boys, 3 girls. And then boys be like devils, girls be like angels, and there was one person in trouble. And it was like the angels and devils dancing around it, and the guy not wanting help from either side until he finally gets comforted, and then. You don't remember that?
I don't. Yeah, I remember it. I just don't remember the story involved.
That was what we came up with anyway, or like intrusive thoughts kind of way, and then the friends helping them. It was sort of like someone in hardship.
Yeah. I think that. I feel like that week sort of. I feel like we were looking at uni through rose tinted glasses, like. This is going to be very good.
Do you remember the tower one?
Oh, God. So, we had to, again, it was another group exercise, and we had to, it was a bit like Taskmaster in a way, and we were just given newspapers, and we would have to try and build the tallest tower. And freestanding tower. Ours was at least 6.5, maybe 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
And then right at the very end, I mean, I was very pleased with the structural integrity of
the whole thing.
The base. That was very good.
The rest
was
of it
very flimsy, and I come to realise that. As soon as they said time was up, I panicked, flinging my fingers around because I had sticky tape, and I accidentally, in my panic trying to remove the sticky tape, I hit the tower, and it got a bit droopy.
It went from being first place to last place in the matter of a second because that accidentally was bent in half. And we measured it, and it would have won. It really would have won. Because me and were judges. And it would have won. Oh well. That was a great start. Great start.
Yes. I mean, this is gonna take a tone change. But I realised almost every day, even when we'd been there for a couple months, I'd always feel queasy or a bit sickly approaching the uni. I don't know if that was just nerves or anxiety of having to go to a new place, but I don't remember feeling that way at college.
I really wanted to stay, and they were trying to get the third year at college, but they just didn't quite manage to pull it off in time for us. And I know me and were actually considering taking just a gap year and waiting for the unit to be done at college, but in the end we decided to go to uni and
stick together.
Yeah, stick together. We're like, we got to stick together.
Yeah.
And especially now, it's just me and you. We definitely got to stick together. But it was just, for me personally, I was ready to move on and do like my own stuff, and I just saw uni as the year in the way. The year at uni, I was just under the mindset of just get it over and done with, get my degree, and then move on. And I know that's not a good mindset to have, and it maybe hindered my enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that's just how I felt. I felt like I wanted to get my degree. I'm gonna move on to do some acting stuff, but
also I suppose this is like what my parents have said, because I've said that we weren't really that pleased with how uni's gone, but that's we're only there for a year, and we hadn't experienced the full life of uni, because we didn't
get the student accommodations. We don't know what it's like living away from home or with other strangers and roommates and whatnot.
Also, I probably viewed unis as if it was like in the movies. Sort of like, loads of fun, and there was no scare games. Actually, that
we were so close to going to the scare games, and they just that particular one was just not there for that year, and we were so disappointed.
I remember when I went to the welcomes fair, where they have like all the society camps and whatnot, so like for you to join. And I remember seeing people with big Domino's bags. I thought, do you get like free Domino's pizzas? Not quite. It was just one slice. It was just like the carrier bag you get, not a pizza, not like a full.
You don't get a full pizza.
No. So I thought, well, that's how dare you. I remember going round. I was like, I have no idea which ones to approach. There was somewhere else.
Yeah.
This one bloke, he had this weird, this little game where to spin this device,
Right.
and I was like, okay, I was stuck there. The others went off ahead.
Yeah, and you were just playing this game.
Because I clearly didn't win or complete
Yeah.
the task. Mine spent like 10 seconds spinning and then called it quits. And it was like, no, keep trying. I was like, sake, I want to move on. Like, you gotta sign up for this now. I was like,
I don't want it.
but I remember they did have a drama society and a performing arts society, but I felt like I didn't want to join them because I didn't want them to get in the way of the actual work to do.
Yeah. Because it was stuff you had to do in your free time, and I don't know about you, but I didn't have a lot of free time at uni. I mean, maybe near the end of the year I did, but
yeah. Also, there was a lot of. I mean, it was good. I did try one PFA session, and they do a lot of dance and improv, which I wasn't ready for. And then they started, actually coming up with shows to do there. The drama society felt a bit. What's the word? I'll move on because it was just. Yeah, I'll move on from that.
I think personally for me, and you'll probably hear it many times throughout this podcast episode, but uni personally really stripped away so much of my creative freedom.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if you felt the same way, but like so many of the units, like for example, film and TV acting, we had a script from college, Blackadder 2.
Yeah.
And we were gonna do it at college in our last year, but we just didn't have time. So we're like, oh, we'll save it for uni. And we weren't allowed to do our own scripts for film and TV acting. We had to do pre-written scripts by our lecturer, which you know it kind of strips it back.
Also, actually, yeah, carry on.
Sorry, I was just.
I mean, we could talk about. You want to talk about that? The
film and TV.
The units as well.
Yeah, we'll talk
modules?
about the units.
We'll stick with the film TV one because I remember us were saying, let's make sure us three, you and I, would be in like the same group because when you're together we can get things done and make some quite good content.
Yeah.
Speaking of lack of creativity, so with the scripts, The Newcomer, it was about it was a police drama.
Oh yeah, the police drama. Yeah.
There were times where I would sort of throw little bits of dialogue into the script. If I'm gonna be this character, I'll try and make it
Your own.
the way that I would picture him. And reading through, I imagined it in a bit like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So the character I was, Frank, thought he was quite silly and
A little bit more cocky. Yeah.
yeah. I think what I added in was Chief goes.
What's this?
I think I'm
No expert, Mom.
I'm no expert, Mom, but that looks like a file. And
I know it's a file. Whose file is it? Yeah. I thought it was funny, but
however, didn't.
our
appreciate
lecturer
it.
was like, no ad-libbing, no added extras. I was like, it's better to say it and then them say don't do that than to never do it. Does that make sense?
Because maybe in hindsight, maybe if I were to do that again, maybe ask, am I allowed to add bits in, just to build on the character more, give it my, style.
No, yeah, because I got that, because my last line was, maybe she's not such a dead loss. And I kept, like, ad-libbing, I kept saying, maybe she's not such a dead loss after all. And then I got so told off for adding after all.
It's not even that
And it's like,
big of a
and
deal.
they were like, yeah, but and you're going to say it differently. And I was like, yeah, but if I say after all in each camera angle,
It'll be fine.
It will be fine. The consistency and continuity's there. No, yeah, again, another example of stripping our creative freedom.
And also,
And we weren't even in the same groups for that
No.
one. I think that's because the script was 2 guys and then a woman as the boss. So it had to be 2 guys and a girl, and that's how it was paired up.
I remember in
So
group rehearsals, actually when we first got the scripts, my group, we were just trying to do it in different accents. So maybe American, Australian, maybe Welsh. But no, we weren't able to use accents either.
it was just like, what if the character did require an accent? And you're
Yeah.
not allowed to demonstrate the fact that you can do it, Yeah.
What were our favourite modules?
Favorite modules? Wow. I think the ranking of our shows also reflects our modules.
Yes.
But yeah, I like the individual showcase. I did like, even though creative freedom it wasn't as restricted as other modules.
No.
I will give it that. But it was just like we had to do a 10 to 12 minute solo performance, and I was like, oh, this is great. I can come up with so many ideas. Such a range of ideas. Like I had like a interview with a serial killer, and he's explaining his why he's psychotic and whatnot, to the audience as if the audience was interviewing him, and then one of a detective solving a murder mystery, looking and the set would be a crime scene, and then he's going through all the pieces of the crime scene, he's solving the murder. But no, it had to be based on it had to be based on a pre-existing text.
Yeah.
So, at the last minute, not knowing what to pick, I just went with Mugged, which, I don't hate Mugged, I love Mugged, in fact. It was my first major role, but it was easy, I wanted a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah.
It's just, because I know the script, so I didn't have to rehearse anything. So...
Because the scripts I used for that was something that I kind of tried out before. I mean, I didn't fully perform it as part of the auditioning unit. And I did come to the uni audition with that monologue from One Man, Two Governors. But they just said do the Shakespeare one, so I never got to do it until this unit, and I'd say it was probably one of my favourite performances watching back.
You got a lot of laughs out of yours. People loved it. They ate it up.
I mean, I wish I could have probably in the staging, because I remember what I wanted to do was have a backdrop of newer 60s
Yeah, like a
street
projector.
view. Yeah. But I can never really find the right one, and oh well.
Just ran out of time.
Yeah. That was probably my favourite. I did the immersive theatre.
Yeah, you did. I was the technical guy for that because I went into uni thinking I was doing an individual showcase, and then found out when I got there that it was cancelled. So I decided I'm just going to do some written work, catch up on written work because I was very behind. And then I ended up being your tech guy.
Yes.
So that was fun.
I mean, I'd say the start of the module was bad because there was a lot of dilly-dallying with lectures, and I call them side quests.
Side quests, yeah. I think that's just what like a lot of uni was. It was a lot of almost useless lectures, like because we had it in technical theatre. We had it in individual showcase. We had it in every unit, in fact, and it was just like compared to college, where it was like, okay, like for example, murder mystery. We were told the first lesson we're given a lecture basically explaining the unit, what's required.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, you need to make a murder mystery. It's for charity. Bon appetit.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, how are we going to write it? We're going to, we've got these murder mystery house party games. We're going to look at those. We're going to look at the characters. We're going to improvise a little bit.
What their traits are and what each character includes in their dialogue or, story.
Yeah. And then we were able to create the story from like actually acting and reading and actually doing some practice, which was great. Uni, however, like when it came to like sorry, you were talking about your immersive, and then we'll get back to the other one.
So I thought, oh, this is going to be a doddle. We've done immersive theatre before. But then, there were side quests. Like, we started doing this, I think it was just to get used to the idea of immersive theatre.
Yeah.
And I remember, to begin with, Callum and I we were trying to do something basketball related. I thought, well, I've done basketball stuff before. Sure, let's do it. So we spent one morning just in the sports hall doing basketball. And I think we were doing stuff with the projectors as well. Other than that, that was all we did. We didn't really make something. We did do some other one of me walking the length of the uni. But since that beginning, we could have been working on our actual show ideas, and I mean it was very good in the end, but it was just delayed a lot. It was very fun to actually shoot, so we had this bit where my character goes off into the jungle to find the ingredients, so we filmed that, not actually in a jungle, it was just in a local park.
Dreamberry.
Yes. Because just the countless delays that weren't helping. What about the creative
module?
Yes.
Yeah, so like I said with the murder mystery, most of our plays, even when we were given a script, it was like we'd read through it and then we'd like almost like act it out and improvise and do little bits and see what worked, what didn't. When we're coming up with the our creative drama, like end of year play, when we were coming up with the script, all of the time we were separated into 3 groups. I think we explained this in our actual one about the shows, but we were split into 3 groups. Knowing that the show would eventually collide all groups, but we had no, there was no communication.
Nope.
Or especially the book group, because the book group went into another room, whereas your group and my group, we stayed in the same room, but just on opposite ends. So there was some talk and collaboration over that. But it was like, we just sat down at a laptop and typed up a script. And it was so, 1, boring, and 2, there was nothing creative happening, No. It's like, why not talk. Why not, like, improvise? I'm writing my actual scripts. For the actual movies we've done, I've actually, if I hit a roadblock, I will start improvising. As, like, being all the characters in the scene.
Yeah.
And then see how it flows naturally. And then, like, I record it, and then I watch it back, and then I type it up. If I want to change things later, I can change things later. But it's like, it makes it more natural in a way.
Yeah. Because I think the biggest problem of all of that unit was just the script writing.
Yeah.
Because... because we were writing in chronological order from start to finish, we never knew what the outcome would be. Where normally
what you do, it sounds ridiculous, but you write the beginning, or like the, so when it comes, especially like movie writing, at least, you have the cold opening, which is basically something that's like halfway through. It's meant to hook the audience in, right? So if you think the cold opening of Star Wars is seeing the spaceships and there's battle going on, and you have no idea. And then it goes into the story where it's more slowed down, you're on the planet and blah blah. That's the more slow stuff, introducing the main characters. Yeah. But yours, beginning. So you write the beginning and what you want, the main characters or not. Write the ending. How you want the story to play out, what you want the ending to be. Even J.K. Rowling, she knew that she wanted Harry Potter to be a Horcrux, and that that Voldemort and Harry were connected. She planned that out. She probably didn't. I don't reckon she planned the rest of the story out, but she knew she wanted that to be the ending, which is why it's somewhat coherent throughout the story. And that's what you do with story. You write the ending first, and then this is where you have a goal, basically. This is where I need to get to. And then you start writing to that goal. And then every single scene needs to progress the main characters one step closer to the final product. Whereas I felt like we all wrote individual stories and then we had to try and mash them together. And
it just got a bit...
Yeah, you're completely right. Writing scripts is backwards. You write the ending first.
That's the thing, because we never really knew what the ending was, ever. Even towards the end, when we had like a week to go, we had to like change bits for the ending. And I remember there was supposed to be this big fight battle. Instead, it was turned to a dance fight.
It was meant to be a big battle. We learned choreography for it, and then it was like, nope. Okay, thank you.
Also, they prioritized on the tech so much more for that show. I get that. That's another busy part for production. But there was Friday. So for Fridays we were in all day from 10 till 5.
Yeah.
You could easily fit in
a rehearsal.
Like a rehearsal and a half. Like one and a half rehearsals.
Because it's like, alright, so you're in 10 till 5, and you got the morning, and then you got the afternoon, and it's like, theoretically you think, okay, spend half the morning creating your digital media, and then the afternoon, a rehearsal with said creative media, just see if it works in the scene and whatnot. That would make sense or whatnot. Or maybe the whole day on creative media, like you were saying, you could throw in like an Act 1 run through in the morning, and then next week an Act 2 run through.
Yeah, but that never happened.
Because uni is stupid, and they're like, here's a lecture. You want to do acting in your acting university course?
Lip syncing is irrelevant.
You're gonna learn about. You can have a full hour lecture on lip syncing and how it's
I had
important.
to do it in the show.
Yeah, and then you did.
I felt like I remember each time I do that, I just feel like such a buffoon up there. It's like, hey.
Yes. Yeah, you were just like. Well, they're not actually seeing anything.
No.
It was just. It was. I know why.
It just gets a bit awkward.
Suggested it because it was like we haven't actually seen you physically as an actor until like basically the end of Act 1 because of the digital media. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Like you had another thing where you were gonna have like a shadow walking, and then you would walk on, and then you'd walk back into shadow, and then you walk on, behind the screens.
Yeah.
I think if you had time, if you wanted digital media or whatnot, you could have recorded yourself on the screen walking past it, and then timed it with you walking behind the screen, so that when you walk off one screen, then you're there in person, and then you walk onto the other screen. I think that could have timed really nicely, and then you could turn around, and I think that would have been much more immersive. And then you could have been talking, actually with a microphone rather than lip syncing. But
I did have this one idea of how the illusion could, I don't even know why they chose.
Was he an illusion? What powers did he have?
He never got to show them. Because there's a line where he says, "You know exactly what I am, and you know what I'm capable of." But that's never demonstrated.
Yeah. There was meant to be.
All he does is sort of just guide number 7.
Yeah.
Give him a box and clears off, and then emerges and gets captured very easily.
There was I know there was a bit where we were supposed to do like there was going to be a conversation between you and Phil, because he's a ghost and you're like basically like implying that you're like the spirit of the maybe your previous contestant, or I think it would be even funnier if because of your suit you were like a previous host.
Yeah.
And then obviously was a contestant, took you killed you, then took your place as the new host, and then have number 7 have the opportunity to be either be the new host, but then because of you he's like, no, the cycle's gonna stop, and then destroys the reality instead. I think and then also there was going to be a scene where you were going to freeze everybody so that number 7 could escape through the portal with after Schrodinger, or something, or so that
scene.
Yeah, and then you were absolutely cut from that scene, and it's just like...
Because I remember there was one rehearsal we were all doing on stage. That one where Schrodinger enters the TV realm. And there was a line I thought would have worked to his character. I wanted to say, "Do you remember the spell?"
Yeah.
But he didn't want it. I thought that would have worked well.
I think we probably said it in the other podcast, but the biggest problem with that unit and that show was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yes.
I feel like if too many cooks and too many recipes, if we picked one story and just focused on that, then it would have been good, but we decided we're going to get 3 stories and then try and turn them into one. It's like we all had our own stories, and it's like, I don't know.
So what I was going to say is, my idea for, I think when the illusion first arrives was, I don't know if this would work on a stage, but have him sort of show up in random locations on...
I mean, no, you could, round. Because there was that bit, there was a balcony thing in the audience, goes into the audience, and that's where our sound guy was. You could easily go there, and we program a spotlight into there, and then you just spotlight's off, you disappear. You could appear in the audience, or walking up, how the host and whatnot did with that.
Sort of each sentence I said, I would move to a different spot on
Yeah,
stage.
I mean, it would probably be very behind,
Yeah.
but I think it could have been done,
Mhm.
and it gives the appearance that, you are not really there,
Yeah. I still think the title should have been changed.
living in a box.
No, just the title of the show in
The
general.
persistent illusion. Yeah, well, we came up with so many ideas, and then none of us could agree on one, so our lecturer was like, fine, persistent illusion it is.
But my name's the illusion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But enough on that one. We know it was sort of a disaster.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, do you have a favorite unit that you did? Favorite and least favorite unit. I think least favorite. I'm gonna say the technical theatre and the creative drama, just because
Yeah.
it was a bit disastrous. It was a bit of a roller coaster, really. 'Cause it was like, oh, this is really good. Actually, it's pretty bad. Actually, it's good. And I think I ended up in the middle, like, could have gone better, could have gone worse. But that's my least favorite. Did you have a least favorite unit at all?
I think the creative drama, but the techie version of it,
the technical side, yeah.
because I suppose they're doing it so we can learn other skills as an actor. I remember at college, if we wanted to do the tech stuff, we would follow a tech
Pathway,
or a module.
Yeah.
But at uni, it was a fixed part of the units.
Like, it wasn't even wasn't even like a choice. It was mandatory, and I feel like it, at the very least, should have been a choice.
So because I wasn't really that experienced or comfortable with doing so much tech stuff, and felt more trusted performing.
No, I get that. Another one I kind of had like a little love-hate-ish relationship with was the technical theatre module. One thing I hated about it was the blatant misadvertisement of the whole thing. It was called technical theatre, and I signed up for it because I was like, oh, I'm going to learn about the lights, a lighting board, a sound desk, learning how to take cues and set up rigging and set up the lights, program lights. I was like, I really want to learn that because then I could do some like backstage stuff. No, that was not what it was at all. It was stage management, and I have no problem with doing stage management, and I probably would have still picked it as a module, but just call it stage management. That's the biggest gripe with it. Just call it stage management because that's what it was. So yeah, again, it was more boring lectures, but at the same time it was, personally, I prefer to learn on the job type of deal, but it was important lectures because it actually told us information we needed to know. Every single lesson was, this is something you're going to need to learn. You're going to have to, this is how you do it, this is the information you're going to need to get your grade. Here's 17 pieces of paper for you to do a tick check list. There you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would be like, okay, you have to learn. Sometimes it was practical. It's like, okay, I need you to draw an image of this stage to 1/16th scale. I need you to measure people so you know how to do costumes and whatnot. So some of it, there was a little bit of practicality. It was like, okay, you're going to learn how to mark out something. But it was just like, call it stage management, because that's what it is. But I really did like that. Not the first show I was signed to, but I've talked about that in the previous one. But the second show, oh my days, I've forgotten the name. It was
Musical Boogaloo.
I can't. The name's gone. Has it really been that long? Wow.
High School Musical Boogaloo.
It was a really interesting play, and I really did like the play, and I loved the cast, and I remember he said we would have vibed well with them if we had done the performing arts rather than the drama lot. We can get into that debate a bit later on. But yeah, the show was lovely, and I mean there was a little bit drama behind scenes, but you know there's always drama.
Yes.
No props went missing, no injury. I mean there was an injury on set, someone sprained their knee, but you know we got ice packs.
How do you?
Yeah, they like hurt their ankle or whatnot, so we got out of it. Nothing broken. They were still able to perform, so that's good. Didn't have to like go on as a substitute or something.
Well, I think another.
The biggest problem was the microphones.
Oh.
It was
yes.
they were singing, but because every single actor was mic'd up in our show, and because there was a lot of like intimate moments of like, and I don't mean like sexual or whatnot, like and in like romantic moment between two people, and they were close and they were hugging,
a lot of breathing.
Yeah, so because the microphones were so close during like romantic songs, it caused feedback. And sometimes people would hug and accidentally pull the other person's wire out, so then the microphone stopped working. So yeah, there was so many troubles with microphones, it was a nightmare. But yeah, the rest of it was really lovely, and yeah, they were a really good cast. And I really did enjoy that unit. Probably one of my favourites, yeah.
I was just thinking one other thing that it didn't really shock me. It was just a bit of like whenever we would be doing a show at college, we'd always have like a party, a dance party or disco before, or meal, to get us in the moods and get us ready for the show.
We'd go to Spoons, have a meal, go back. We'd get a speaker out. We'd have a little bit of a jam and sing along.
Yeah.
I mean, the singing helped warm up our vocal cords, so that was good. And then obviously the stretches warms us up, warms our bodies up.
Gets us in a better mood.
And yeah, it gets us in a good mindset, ready for the show.
Oh, none of that.
No, there was none of that. I guess it's probably a very college thing to do, but there was none of that at uni. And
it was just panic and trouble and...
Yeah, I remember every time it was an intensive week. What's my phone? Every time it was an intensive week, there was... like everyone was stressing, or everyone else was stressing.
Yes.
They were like feeling this pressure and anxiety, and then me, you, and Matt. You are Matt.
That's me.
Me, Matt. You were just
vibing.
You were just like, calm. Right. But again, in a sense, everyone else had only done acting for 2 years, whereas we had done it for 4, and you, in your case, 5 years at that point.
So we were used to that sort of mindset and atmosphere.
Yeah, so it's like we know what we're doing. We've done this so many times. For me, the nervousness doesn't come until like right before I'm about to head out onto that stage.
I got that.
When I'm waiting in the wings, that's when I felt the anxiety. When I was in the changing room, nothing. But like, or in the individual showcase, when I was standing right outside that door waiting to go in, that's when the nerves hit.
Because like when on the show day of individual showcase, we were in that back room, and I was like pacing around, moving around. I mean, I'd probably just do that just to...
Yeah, just to get rid of the nerves.
Yeah.
It's not that you were panicking, it was just like, the built-up energy, the adrenaline.
But it was the final moments where I shut myself in that little...
that little closet.
Waiting for Ray to knock on the door to indicate that everything's ready, and then I go out and I was like, okay, Here we go. Focus.
I remember me.
I am speed.
Really? You are speed? Well then Francesco is triple speed.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember me and waiting in the little costume cupboard, and she was quite anxious, so I taught her the finger technique. So
Yeah.
thumb to your first finger, thumb to your second, like your middle finger, and then thumb to your pinky, and you skip the ring finger. And basically, it gives you something to concentrate on.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you just 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, and you do it nice and slow. Don't speed it up.
No.
1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, and it, it just gives you something, and it's good for when you have anxiety or you're in an uncomfortable situation. You start like panicking, and it just like get your mind distracted on something else, and it kind of like eases you and can't. And I think it worked for her, so I'm just glad that worked. But so it works for me anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to
Also, there was like
there's no
after party as well.
No, there was no
There
it
was
was just
there was for Persistent Illusion.
yeah.
But that was because it was our last show.
What
But
about yeah?
None of the others really.
It was just we've done the show. I'm going home. Goodbye.
Well done. Goodbye.
See you next week. What did you think about the people we acted with?
I did have this mindset that I felt a bit like an outsider sometimes.
Yeah, no, I felt that. It wasn't just you. I liked how our lecturers split me up into the 3 groups.
Yeah.
For the sense of it got us to actually talk and interact with the people in the uni group. I feel like also I should have and I could have put myself out there a little bit more. I feel like I was kind of reserved, maybe because of the mindset of I just want to get the uni over with. But I feel like I could have, talked to them a bit more. I could have put myself out there and tried interacting with them a little bit more and joined in with the conversations. But it did feel for most of the part like the outside of the bubble, like just on the edge of the bubble. Part of the group, but not quite in it.
It felt like it's going to turn to a sort of therapy session.
Yeah.
I remember there were days where I would get really agitated there. And it kind of reminded me of how I was feeling at sixth form. That I wasn't really enjoying the place and some of the people.
No, I get you.
And there are days where I feel like I had eyes watching me, which I don't know. I'm alright. And I think we're just having normal chats.
Yeah, like the lunch
outside
times,
of the class.
Saying that, I did really like working with the people. Like, I think, like, I really loved working with phenomenal actors. Just I don't know what was about them, but they really stood out to me, and I think it was probably because also like they were much more older. Everyone in the class was much older, and much more mature. So it was really nice to work with a variety of ages, compared to just working with like our age teenagers, early adults, young adults. So it was really nice to work with more mature people in the class, and like everyone had their own energy, especially.
Yes.
He definitely had an energy to him. Yeah, there was no really like mean people or outliers really. It was just they were really good. And I mean, they did make us feel welcomed. I just feel like I should have put myself out there a bit more to be more included. It felt that like I'm not putting it on them. It wasn't them. It was all on me. I felt like I reserved myself a bit too much during uni.
Yeah, because I could feel that parts of me. I mean, confidence-wise on in shows, I felt fine. It was just I could tell
Confidence
there
in
were
the
bits
lesson.
from me missing from when I was at college. I suppose because some of the stuff we do at breaks had to be sort of put to rest. Like we would play around a lot and
Yeah, like another big change from college to uni was at college every lunchtime we play cards.
yes, some form of card game.
Like,
what do you mean?
What do you mean? Uno, some liar's deck,
Exploding kittens.
exploding kittens. What was the other one?
Go Fish.
Go Fish. Yeah, we
I
played
love
Go
that one.
Fish. That was great. And then at uni,
There was none of it.
it was nothing. It was nothing. I had the games in my bag ready as well, and it just no one. We didn't play them. No one.
I opened down, which is everyone else was.
It's a bit of a shame.
I mean, as much as we sort of say we dislike the majority of it, there are things that I'm thankful for
Yeah.
since doing uni,
Mm-hmm.
because there were definitely activities and experiences that I never got to do at college.
Yeah, like performing on stage, for example.
Yeah,
Being in an actual theatre, that was absolutely,
the first time.
yeah, it was brilliant. And it brought back my love of theatre as well.
Because actually the first time was a bit of a, would you call it a ruse, or it wasn't. I mean, it was officially my first time on stage, but
Yeah, it wasn't
I
like
don't
you
quite
weren't
count
you
it.
weren't acting on stage. You can talk about that if you'd like.
yeah,
It
it's
was
probably
the
one of my favourite memories of.
uni.
Yeah.
It wasn't even at uni.
So there was a show advertised on the uni Facebook group for a production called The Time Machine.
Oh, so
and
good.
It was
Like with my girlfriend,
sort of
amazing.
written in the style of the Goes Wrong show, and I think it was actually, was it produced by them or written? Although they did have one of the
them, yeah.
original actors from that group.
Mm.
And eventually I decided to go there to watch it. It's like, yeah,
I think you went the day after I went. Yeah.
And they have audience participation involved, and so for one of the characters is told that they're gonna die.
Yeah. In every
And
single future.
so they go through a list of things that this character wants to do before they die. One was a dream date, and so they did this thing where they scan across the audience and fetch out a member to pass in this dream date, and they're scanning. I was doing this thing where you're sort of looking in their direction but sort of trying to look away.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to. But they spotted me and said, "That young man in the beige shirt." It's like, there's only one guy in this corner with a beige shirt, and that is me. So, yeah, I went up. I was like, "All right, I'll do this." And then they brought me to a table, and the guy involved spoke to me. So like, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. I was like, okay, I got this. We got to eat pizza on stage, and this
Very nice.
peculiar drink, which I think was water with
Sparkling water?
no, worse. It was just.
Worse.
I think they just put like a stock cube in it. I can't remember
the
what
OXO?
flavour. Yeah.
Ugh.
So I remember trying it, like, it tastes like water.
Maybe water with food colouring or something?
Maybe. So yeah, it was very fun to do, and that was officially my first time on stage. And the thing that surprised me most was how calm I felt up there.
Hmm.
You know, that was like the biggest audience I've been on stage in front of.
Yeah. But also, you know, it's not like you had the pressure to actually perform on there.
No.
So, but yeah, you went on stage.
And I got to get a what's it called, photo?
Polaroid.
Yeah, Polaroid of it.
Which is somewhere in this room.
I've lost it.
You lost it?
But there is photographic evidence of this event. So I don't lie. I'm not lying.
I'm not lying.
And I also got to take part in a show at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Talk about the Edinburgh.
It was-
I decided not to go. I kind of regret not going, but at the same time, I mean, I was able to get my job. So like, if I'd gone, would I've got the job? I don't know. Probably not. So
And I remember there was one evening when I were, because we were the only two from our drama group who
we're going. Yeah.
went to it. There were gonna be more, because I remember to begin with they were gonna be doing two shows, one for performing arts and one for drama.
Mm.
So performing arts would be doing a musical, we'd be doing I
A
don't really know
drama,
really.
Yeah.
But volunteers, I think
Like a
time-
drama student.
and time for rehearsals, they just went with the performing arts one.
Yeah.
And we had to do it was a musical adaptation of The Water Babies.
What a baby.
In hindsight, probably not the sort of show to bring to the Fringe, just because it's a very old-fashioned piece, and most
Outdated
people
things.
today probably wouldn't have heard of it.
But yeah, again, that's another reason to do it, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what's this new show? Except it's not new, but they don't know that because they haven't heard of it.
And we only did one script read before the rehearsal week, and who you worked with,
Yeah, with the drama lot,
she was our
and performing
director
arts.
and the person leading the event.
Mhm.
She did the casting. I
Yeah.
read who were cast, and I was the main villain or antagonist.
You're a mean one.
Mr.
The
Grimes. I was like, because I remember I was like, huh? Who's Mr. Grimes? And, my mum and sister were saying, like, no, this is actually a really good character. You'll enjoy it. I was like, okay. It took a while to get used to being a villain, because,
You've never been one.
but I think I'm proud that I was given the opportunity to get. But yeah, the actual main event, probably the best opportunity I've ever taken. Just
great.
because there was nothing really to be, I suppose. I was a little bit nervous, but everyone at the event was really welcoming, and you're basically surrounded by your folk. So everyone there is doing drama or performing arts, and like, hey.
Hey.
And they had people from literally all over the globe doing shows there. I remember I got stopped chatting with this girl from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Wow.
So everyone's doing flyering now. We had to do it. Our attempt was, I mean, the moments where I gave out the most flyers was when I wasn't actually doing any flyering. It was just like people were giving me. I was like, "Oh, you're doing a show as well?" Like, "Yeah, I'm doing the Water Babies." "Oh, what's the Water Babies?" It's a show about a kid called Tom who drowns, and it's been turned into a musical. That's literally what happens.
Some description.
Yeah, we're selling it very well.
A child drowns. Come see it. Oh, no need to say more. You convinced me.
And like some of the others were just putting on like flash mobs to try and get people. Did somewhat work. Actually, I remember someone who I gave a flyer out to. I didn't realise this until someone pointed it out. The guy who plays, I think, John in Peter Pan Goes Wrong.
Right.
He was there, and
Really?
I gave him a flyer.
To the
I
Wonder
didn't
Babies.
realise. Yeah, I didn't realise it.
I'm only 4.
I'm 4 years old. Or maybe not.
Well, what?
John. Michael. Yeah, Michael, I think it was.
Yeah, John's the older one.
No, yeah, John.
Really?
Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, the one who goes, no.
Oh, the one on the
Don't
microphone?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant... Yeah.
And
Not you! Walk away!
So yeah, we did a show every day from Monday to Saturday.
Not you, Dennis, walk away. That's it. That's the one I was looking... Sorry.
There was only one day where it went wrong for me. I ballsed up part of the script. I said a line that was ahead of what I was meant to say, and then
Muddled you up.
that put my head into a spiral of panic mode, and
But you recovered.
sort of paused. But yeah, I did recover, and I was very... I wasn't exactly pleased of how that one went, but Karen said, like, don't worry, we'll move on from this day, get it tomorrow,
Yeah.
do better, we'll do better tomorrow. Yes, but you did.
It's like... I can't remember who told me it, but don't let a bad 5 minutes ruin your day.
Actually, that whole day was ruined.
My diet is ruined.
Because there was a show I bought tickets for.
Yeah.
Because the shows that were dedicated to the venue we were at, any show that had those passes for, we would be free to view, but for others, we had to pay.
Pay for.
And this one featured, I can't remember the comedian's name, but I really wanted to see it.
Yeah.
And this was like the only day
He was performing.
I booked for. And because I was very tired and fed up with that show, excuse me, I think about sneeze.
Sneeze. Sneeze.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're blessed.
I went to have a nap, and I think I also went to get some food because I needed dinner.
You slept through the show?
I was 1 minute late for the train.
Oh.
Yes. And it's literally just like a 5-6 minute train journey into Edinburgh from where we were.
Right.
And there was like an hour, an hour till that show was on, and I missed it. Because the next train was like in another 40 minutes. Or
So you would have missed the show, so
yes. So I was very unhappy. But I did go to see another show with someone else after. I did feel better. I got a crepe. That was very nice. It was this dance. It was sort of like... It was hip-hop or street dancing with ballet, and that was quite impressive, actually. And there were people who I got to meet as well. I bumped into Max Fosh twice. First time I didn't actually realise it was him until one person from our group dragged me back violently because we're literally talking about him, about his show when we when we clocked, he was right there. And then I bumped into him a second time where he was giving out flyers. I was like, oh, hello again. And she kept wanting me to give him a flyer for our show, but I was like, nah, he won't see this.
You want to see this? I mean, you've always could have. What's hey is a flyer for my show.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
What could go? I mean, you know, like if you don't give him a flyer, then there's 100% chance he won't see it. Whereas you give him a flyer, at least there's a small chance he might see it. You know?
Yeah. It was really nice as well. Yeah, it was quite easy. And because I was definitely nervous to begin. I was like, oh, I've never met someone, famous before. But it was fine. It was fine. And
Nice.
also met the actress who plays Ace in Doctor Who.
Ace, which episode?
She was the 7th Doctor's companion, Sylvester McCoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
She came to see our show.
Really?
Invited her.
Wow. Of course, he's a big Doctor Who fan. Like,
Yes.
extreme Doctor Who fan.
I thought I was a big fan.
Yeah. Until you met him and you're like, looks like we got a competition.
But I remember and I were sort of had the same mindset about the whole events, that it made us more motivated to do more acting. Like, I want to do more now. Where or how do I do more now?
Yeah, that was the thing. And like with college, they really helped us know our next step. They provided us links and like talked about different universities, drama schools, and like websites and whatnot. They talked about like backstage casting, which I signed up for, and I think you did as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like really they helped us know what we could possibly do for next step with our career paths. Uni was like, well, you got your degree. Yeah. Go. You got it. Now go away. You've done your part. Bye bye. No indication of how do we get an agent? I still don't know. Where do you find auditions? I mean, I found a few on Facebook for like ones around Cheltenham and whatnot. But yeah, now I'm gonna have to wait till like next year for them to put on shows. It's like, what do you
Like most of the stuff I've been trying to use to get into the industry is stuff that the college has supplied or recommended. More about that in a different episode.
Yeah.
But we've graduated as well.
Yeah, graduation went well. Yeah.
Actually, I'll say I'm gonna get this out of my system. I was very. Actually, this could probably also be involved in the next episode. But I was in a right state after uni ended.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of help for this stage. But yeah, I was just really
they were
unhappy.
They were helpful, like during the dissertation thing, and that was another thing. We had to write another whole dissertation, and I can't be bothered to talk about it. But yeah, it was like they were very helpful. At least my one was very helpful. With like sources and providing books and helping me expand it and whatnot. They're very helpful actually while you're at the uni. But as soon as uni ends, there was no help for what you do next, and they kind of expected you to just go ahead and do it. And it's like, yeah, I think we should end with graduation because that's how uni ended.
That's how it ends.
That is how it ends.
We graduated.
We went to the race course.
Yay.
I've only ever been there once before for wedding.
Never go back.
They did like wedding venue things there, like a fair or whatnot,
Nice.
like booths and whatnot. Had a Bucks Fizz. That was nice. What did you think of the Bucks Fizz, Matt?
It was nice. I chugged it down quite quickly as well.
Had some free cakes, got into the gowns.
Yes.
I managed to get a picture. Buying the picture was a nightmare. I had to do it over the phone in the end because it was just dreadful. But
I still haven't got mine. I think I'll just...
Yeah, mine hasn't come in the post yet. I reckon it'll be like in January or something.
I don't know if I just hadn't clicked...
Buy?
Not buy, I remember I did select the one I liked most.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I actually,
I think I did
got it sent.
I think I picked mine. It were like with the scroll,
But I think I've come to the conclusion that it's not coming.
No, it will come. It will come. It's going to take a while. And like the grades, that took a while, didn't it?
Yes. Also, one of our colleagues forgot to book.
Oh my days! So you'll probably know who I'm talking about, but his name's going to be bleeped out because all names are bleeped out in the podcast. Who we've been with since college. We've gone through since level 3 all the way to uni. Us three as a trilogy, as a trio. And it was like we're going to get to graduate together, because we did this together.
Yeah.
Forgot to book. You just forgot to book. I was like, okay, so despite the fact that we're constantly putting into a group chat we were all in about the uni graduation, how to book graduation, the graduation gowns. We booked our gowns and whatnot together in person, but he was just not meeting up. I haven't seen him since we left uni.
And we do have a group chat of just us three.
Yeah. And yeah, you've just forgot to book. Guess he just like too focused on work and whatnot. But yeah, and I mean it's sad. I miss him. I really do miss him.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see him soon, but I don't know. It depends on his schedule.
Yes.
I guess.
I remember when it came to the actual graduation moment. Oh God, the choir was good.
Can't remember what song they sang now. It's the choir.
No, that was just. I remember Amazing Grace was involved.
Yeah. It was like a mashup between Amazing Grace and another song that I can't remember.
You raised me up. It was.
Oh.
And I remember watching the live stream back, and when the lady hosting the event says the name of the song, you just hear laughing in the background. It's like,
because he was right next to me, and he was just like, and now the choir will be singing Amazing Grace. Ha!
Like, oh my God!
Oh my days, man! Really? Oh
God!
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was nice, to have them there.
It just felt more like funeral songs, really.
And then the bagpipes that came in halfway.
That was so weird. I don't know why they
halfway through the song, they just bagpipes started playing, and we're like, what on earth is going on here?
Is this a reference to Edinburgh? Why are we playing bagpipes?
Oh, and they started the montage. Oh, the montage. They had a montage in uni, and it was meant to be like, this is highlights from all of you guys graduating, over the last year.
Where are we?
Yeah. All of the drama and performing arts things that were put into the montage were of the year 2s and the year 1s. There was nothing from the year 3s, which was, on the one hand, it's appalling that they would say, they would include other years' groups when it was, and not our work, the ones who were actually graduating. But on the other hand, did we really want to have a video clip from like the Persistent Illusion show up?
No.
Or, like one of our lecturers didn't show up. 2 of our lecturers quit when we graduated, or when we left, so they didn't end up going to uni. But they were like, we're done teaching.
Fair enough.
And I was like, so I'm just thankful that we got to work with them, because they were the best lecturers there. I still have one of their office keys. So So for context, during one of the shows, the backstage show, I needed to get into someone's office to get an ice pack, and I knew there was a spare key in office. So I got the spare key from office to get into his office to get the ice pack. I put it in my pocket. I forgot it was there, and I never returned it because that was the last day I was at that uni. So it's still on my keychain actually.
I remember.
I still got it on my keychain.
When I told some of the PFA lot about that, and I said, "Oh, Jamie still has
That
key."
key.
I was like, "You got to return it." Like, wow, that's fine.
It's like, yeah, but it's to and office, the two lecturers
Who left?
So
they're not coming back.
who am I meant to return it to? They're both gone. So yeah, it's just they're gone. So I still have their key. It's a little souvenir from uni.
Yeah, that stupid bird didn't even show up for our last play.
Yeah, she didn't even show up for graduation.
And
our
she
play.
probably
No,
knew.
she was
probably
credited on the play, and she didn't even show up to watch the finished product. And I'm glad she didn't show up to graduation because that would have ruined my mood.
Questions thrown, probably.
If you could redo your walk across uni, because apparently I walked really quickly. I don't know, I thought I was walking normally, but apparently I was probably nerves. But I walked really quickly across the stage.
I
Apparently.
thought it walked quite well.
Yeah, if you could redo your walk, what would you do? Because, for example, he did a giant confetti cannon, and that was pretty cool.
I wish. I mean, I remember saying like, I hope I don't fall over.
Yeah.
Or do like a Jennifer Lawrence at the Oscars thing.
Yeah.
But no, I sort of just waved towards. I remember last time when I did it for H&C, I just waved towards. I mean, maybe I could have done that heel kick, tap jump thing
Down the stairs and then tripped up them.
I don't know, just walking towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you would, I wish I would have brought a baguette with me.
Just got up there.
Yeah, I would have walked up and then turned to face the entire crowd and then whipped out a baguette from under my robes and then gone and shook the guy's hand. The woman's hand.
The pin
knee drop. Oh, it's just yeah. That's my only regret of the year. Wow.
Yeah, we've done it.
We've done it. We've got the degree.
Yeah.
And the next question is, now what?
You'll find out.
The next podcast episode.
Just because our time didn't sound like it was the best doesn't mean yours won't.
Yeah, just because our experience wasn't bad. Okay, it's just we went from college to uni, so it was a downgrade.
Just having to adapt to a new
environment and a system. So don't let our experience of uni deter you from going to uni if you think that's the best course for you to do.
Because there are probably definitely other places that are potentially better.
Yeah, than the uni we went to, but just because we had a bad experience, or it wasn't even bad. It was just because we went. It's like, I don't know, going from a Domino's pizza to a one you buy from Asda that you have to pop in the microwave. It's like it's not a terrible pizza. It's just you just had a Domino's, so it's like it seems bad. Yeah, don't let our tales deter you. It was more just for your own entertainment.
And on that note,
happy graduation.
Happy New Year.